For ACUsports.com, I'm Grant Boone, talking to second-year head women's basketball coach Julie Goodenough as her season opens, just 8 days away. I saw that look on your face.
8th.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Texas Lutheran coming to town, and you guys get 4 home games in the first couple of weeks of the season. You don't always get to draw up the schedule exactly the way you'd like it. I know we only had, a couple of games before conference started last year. Do you like the way it's been constructed?
Absolutely. Yeah, it worked out really well in our favor. We do have 4 opponents at Moody Coliseum before we hit the road, so hopefully we'll have some success at home and just start building some confidence for our young team before we hit the road.
Well, a lot of new faces for your team, and a lot who will be playing a lot, right? Give us, we know we've been learning the names: Susie Dimba, Lizzie Dimba, Erin Maxwell, Sydney Shellstead, Alexis Mason. Have you begun to get a sense of what your starting lineup would be and your rotation might be? And do you want to say that yet?
Yeah, we're still working on that. We actually have a scrimmage, one more scrimmage coming up, and we'll look at some different lineups than we did in our first scrimmage. There were lots of minutes played by 5 freshmen out on the court at one time. We will see that maybe a little bit in regular season games. Renata, we expect her to play about 36, 37 minutes a game. She's playing better than she was in March. I mean, she's just elevated her level of play. She's in great shape, condition-wise. She's really stepped up and become the leader that we need her to be. She's very vocal in practice, and she's trying to kind of bring the freshmen along with her. But yeah, we're going to have lots of minutes played by freshmen this year, and you mentioned the ones that are already earning, I think, playing time and earning a spot in our rotation. But we still have a lot to learn with this team, and I think the players will continue to evolve throughout the coming weeks as far as who we're going to be able to count on in game situations.
You told me the other day that what you have seen in some of your practices was not as impressive as what you saw in one of your scrimmages. I guess in one way that's encouraging, and another way it could concern you as well. So just tell me a little bit about what you saw in terms of the difference.
Well, obviously we're about winning ball games, so you do want your players to show up and play well in games, but it's kind of a coach's nightmare when you don't get the game quality play in practice every day, because we preach all the time we need to play in practice the way we want to play in the games, and so we're still trying to get that intensity level in practice, but the first scrimmage we had was very encouraging. We saw really good play, good chemistry on the court, saw some great heads-up plays made by our freshmen, so it was very encouraging. We'd like to get that kind of play on a daily basis in practices.
So you have another scrimmage before your first game on November the 8th. Give me a sense of your practice schedule, not exactly times necessarily, but just days, and then balancing practice versus rest getting ready for that season opener.
Well, after our next scrimmage, we're going to take a day off, and we'll have about 3 days on, take another day off, and then we'll have 2 days to prepare for our first game. And so we still have a little bit of time to, I think, do individual skill development, and we've just following the Division I practice rules, we had 30 days or 30 practices in 40 days, and you can use those however you want. And the first few days we had live, full-blown practice. We did tons of 5-on-5 stuff, and now we've kind of tried to step back a little bit and get back to some 30-minute individual workouts because we do have so much youth. And so we're gonna spend a lot of time with our players individually and make sure that the couple of days, a couple of practice opportunities we have right before the game will be all team stuff. But we still have some time to work on some skill development and just make sure that our freshmen know exactly what we're expecting of them when they're on the court during the games.
Well, the final season in D2 was memorable, a conference championship. The first season in D1 begins in a little over a week against Texas Lutheran at home at Moody Coliseum. For Julie Goodenough, I'm Grant Boone, ACUsports.com.